Well, on today's female solo camp adventure, I have just arrived at Stockton Lake, which is about 2.5 hours sort of southeast of Perth near Collie. And it's been on my bucket list for a while to come and see because it's this beautiful, like the blue of this lake you can't describe. It's amazing. And I've been really wanting to take my sup out on it. And anyway, so I'm in the kind of the heartland of Australia out here. It's real bushy, and then you've got this beautiful lake out in the middle of nowhere. Check it out. Not a bad little porch to have for a few days, hey? I've got some access to the water just down here, but it's stairs, so I don't think I can take my sup out there, but I think I can walk it further that way to take it out. Pretty stoked to be here. Skinny dipping area. I don't think that's official, but when in Rome. I need to be careful where I'm filming because there are a couple of people in the nutty over there. Good on them. Camping as a solo female van lifer isn't something that I started straight away in van life. It's something that has come to me, it's been like a journey. So I've gone through a lot of self-development, a lot of self-confidence, because it just wasn't something that I felt comfortable doing on my own when I started. And I know you're all probably looking at me thinking, oh, she's so confident and out there and living life. But it's all been a bunch of baby steps. So when I started van life, I was stealth camping in cities at night. I would be out hiking during the day or exploring different places, but I just kind of felt safer surrounded by people. And it wasn't till last year that I really started doing camping on my own. And the funny thing is that I originally thought that I would feel very nervous and I wouldn't sleep very well because I thought, oh, every noise I'm going to be like, who's out there? And it was actually the opposite, the complete opposite. I actually just started sleeping like a baby. Because when you're in the streets and you've got, people walking past your van, I don't know, you've got drunk people and I don't know, you just don't know who's out there because there's so many more people. Whereas when you're out camping, generally it's mainly just grey nomads and other people like yourself that are out camping. You'll get a pretty quick feel when you get to a campsite whether there's any unsavoury people there, and obviously don't stay there. But yeah, I have stayed at campgrounds on one or two occasions where it's just been me, and I probably was a little bit more nervous then. But yeah, I don't know, I've just found so much peace and solitude in camping on my own. But yeah, like I said, it was baby steps, and even van life was baby steps when I started. The first night of van life, I actually parked out the front of my daughter's house because I just kind of knew the area. I knew she was right there. And then I was just parking in areas that I was really familiar with. I didn't leave WA for about 18 months. And even, I think maybe it took maybe 6 months before I actually sort of drove north in WA, because, you know, I just wasn't quite sure, you know, about the northern areas. Like I'm from WA, so I've been there, but it was not that familiar to me. So I think it can be baby steps in, you know, going to places that are more familiar to you. But the amount of joy, peace and solitude I have experienced in doing this camping has been amazing. And to be honest, I'm also experiencing so many new places as well that I wouldn't normally see, because, you know, unless I was coming here to camp, I probably wouldn't come here. And I've just parked up at this magic spot overlooking this water that is just amazing blue. I've got the sun coming through. This is just, people pay millions for views like this from their home, you know? Yeah. So tonight's dinner is nothing fancy, because I don't know if you can hear that, there's a motocross nearby, so I can hear all this revving. I can't be bothered cooking because I didn't get in until 5 o'clock, so I just want to sit out there and enjoy the rest of the sun go down. So I actually go to IGA occasionally, because some of them have ready-made roast meals, so I can buy like a large roast meal and then I can eat that for a few days, so it's quite good value. So I'm just going to take a bit of that meat and I'm going to put it in a sambo to have a steak sandwich or roast beef sandwich for dinner. So I've got a bit of gluten-free Turkish bread. I don't mind that one, just from Woolies. It's a bit of something different other than my normal bread. I'm actually not going to heat the meat though, I kind of like it cold. Oh, actually maybe I will, because it's a roast, it's got gravy in there. Maybe I will. Well, it's getting a bit cool out there now, and the mozzies will start coming out too, so I've just shut the van door. And that's what I love about van life and sort of camping in a van. I don't know if you can really call it camping, because I feel like I've got all the modern luxuries with me, with power and water and warmth of being in the van. So yeah, you know, like if you're doing it with a rooftop tent or a little hoochie or something, like the nudist couple that were here before have left now, but there's 3 4-wheel drives that have rocked up, and even though this is a massive space, they obviously want the view of the water, so they're young kids and they've all parked together right next door to me. But they've been pretty quiet so far, so fingers crossed it stays that way. I can smell a bit of cigarette smoke coming over, but you know, such is life. Some days you get the place to yourself, some days you don't. But what I do love about this van is, yeah, just, you know, I don't have to set anything up, pretty much. You know, I've just got a few things that is my choice to put the mat out on the chair, but I can just, you know, making strange noises over there. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. But yeah, I don't have to do anything. It's just, you know, everything is contained in here. I shut my door. I'm safe and warm and secure in here. And yeah, so I just set myself up, set my little laptop up for the night. I might watch a few shows or do a bit of video editing. But yeah, I've left my blinds down still because it's still a little bit light outside, and it's a pretty beautiful view. Well, the kids next door to me last night, they were actually really good. So they had a little bit of music, but they kept it really low. They weren't talking loudly or yahooing on. Gosh, I sound old, don't I? They were quite respectful of me being here, so I'm extremely grateful for that. It's really nice to come across the younger generation that are like that. So I'm being just as respectful this morning to them. So even though I'm awake at like 5:30, I'm not going outside my van or making any big noises. I thought I can hear that none of them are up and see that none of them are moving around. So I'm just going to sit here with my cup of tea and admire the view for a while, because I love places like this, when I find spots like this, when I go camping, that I've just got amazing views to wake up to. Like, I just want to sit here and appreciate it, and I really do like spending the mornings to myself in like a state of gratitude of just my surroundings and my life. And yeah, more like just being out in nature and appreciating nature. So I am doing it from the comfort of my bed this morning with my cup of tea. I don't think I have ever been on water so blue before, and I think it's to do with the limestone. So this is a limestone wall around the lake, and something to do with the limestone makes the water that colour. It is unreal. this spot where all the limestone has been coming away from the edge of the wall here. It's kind of cool, the markings on the rock. So limestone is quite a volatile rock, like it's not really solid, it's very sandy, so it tends to break away, which is why, like, on the Nullarbor, those cliff edges are like all limestone, so you know, they sort of, you can see how they've broken away and worn away over time, and one particular spot on the Nullarbor, you can see the crack forming of where it looks like it's about to drop off, so just keep that in mind, don't stand too close to the edge on the Nullarbor. How magic is this spot? It's all sheltered from the wind. The water is just dead calm. So beautiful. Well, the temperature of that water is actually just amazing. It's like a bath. So I think it might be time for me to get my skinny dip on. This is so beautiful out here. And just while the wind has died down, although I can feel it's about to pick up again. No? I found that, you know, as a solo female traveller and someone who camps on my own, I get quite often a bit of shock from people that I'm doing it on my own, but also, you know, other people that say, well, you know, there's so many more women doing it now, you know, as if that's something that's really unusual, you know. And I think it's actually quite sad that, you know, women have been oppressed for so long and sort of made to think that we can't do all these sort of things that men can do. You know, we've got 2 arms, we've got 2 legs. Quite often we think a little bit more critical too, you know, so we are absolutely more than capable. And this is not a discussion to, you know, talk poorly of men. It's purely that, you know, I want to encourage more women to understand that they can do this, you know. And if you're scared to do things like this, just take baby steps, you know. Like, you're so capable, you're so capable. Don't let the conditioning make you think you aren't, because there is a whole beautiful world out here. Little duck over there, I'm about to hit the rocks. A whole beautiful world out here. To be explored. Well, the duck's coming towards me. You know, and you're never going to experience it if you let society rule what you think you are capable of. Oh, hi. Are you coming to talk to me? No? Oh. Hello. Hi. What are you doing? You're not worried about me at all, are you? this campground has been magic for a few days. It's been a bit overcast today, so I haven't been out on the stand-up board, but it's still been really beautiful. I've had an amazing view. The only downsides to this campground for me are it's that dirt ground, so you're traipsing in dirt on your floor every time you come in, and when the wind picks up, it's all that dust and dirt going through the van. Bit of a bugger, but it's a downside I'll quite happily take so that I can get these views of this amazing lake. So yeah, it is Stockton Lake, which is about 2.5 hours east of Perth near Collie, a little bit inland. It does have a flushable toilet. It's not that clean a toilet, but it is a flushable toilet. Don't get that very often when I come to campgrounds. I paid $15 a night, so it is a national park campground that you can book through Parks WA. I think it's $10 a night for concession. I'm here in mid-March. Wow, where did that year go? And it's pretty quiet, to be honest. Like I said, those kids that were next to me were amazing. They were pretty quiet. I've just had, they've left now, but I've had another couple turn up. But I just hope that by you watching me do these adventures on my own and go out camping solo as a female, it's helping you to build confidence to want to try and do it yourself, because I know it can be scary, but I think that half the battle with things that are scary or might raise our anxiety is the fear of the unknown. So if you can see these campsites that I'm going to and familiarise yourself with them a little bit through my videos, I hope that sort of makes you feel a little bit more comfortable, that you've seen the site, you know what it's like, so you're a little bit more prepared. The other things I can suggest are like going to campgrounds that are potentially going to be a bit busier to start with, because if you're not like me and you don't mind people being around, that actually raises my anxiety, having people around me. But if you're the opposite and it'll make you feel more comfortable, go to a campground that's going to be a bit busier, and then you might feel a little bit more safety in numbers. And look, it's not just female solo travelers. I'm sure there's some men out there that are the same. It's just that I think for women, we've had that conditioning that, we're not capable, or, there's that fear factor of what might happen to you. And look, I've not really had any issues. I've been going for 4.5 years on the road, and yes, I have only been doing off-grid camping probably since early last year, but I've not had any issues. You just trust your gut. And like when these people arrived just now, I'm looking out my window at them, seeing who's there. I could see it was a couple with a dog, and they seem fine, so that's okay. And by going outside of your comfort zone, it's actually going to help you to build confidence in other areas of your life. I am so much more confident now in so many different areas than I ever thought I would be. And I think even YouTube has really contributed to that for me, because I remember trying to first do my first video, and I just couldn't stand the sound of my own voice on camera. But the more I did it, the more comfortable I felt with it. And now I absolutely have no problem talking in front of a camera. So I think, if you just take those baby steps and edge your way into it, maybe don't even stay overnight. Go and set up for a day and just sit there for a day and see how it feels. Get familiar with the surrounds, and then maybe go back to that same campground and stay for one night. Just take those baby steps. Maybe go with a friend or a group of people to start with. And I really honestly think that once you become more familiar and comfortable with one area, then your nervous system will feel more at rest there. So you are capable, you can do it, you will experience so much personal growth, and you will just find so much to adventure and explore in nature. Like just being here in this campground, I've seen so many different sorts of birds, and they come up to your campsite. Like I've had some just sitting on my chair. All the different little things that you see. I can see like these ants are building nests in like this sap on a tree. It's so interesting, and it's just something different, and it's good for your soul. I'm curious to know if you have been thinking about solo camping, but you haven't yet, what is it that's holding you back? Comment below. Many happy travels.